Assalamu alaikum students. I am Muhammad Amjad, lecturer, Department of Education and Psychology, Kohar University of Science and Technology. I am your instructor for the course Theories of Personality. I welcome you to lecture number 11 of your course. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss our topic Carl Jung Theory of Personality. This topic is divided in two parts. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss part 1 of Carl Jung Theory of Personality. Let's start our lesson. First of all, look at the contents which we are going to discuss in our today's lecture. We will discuss biographical sketch of Carl Jung. Then we will discuss his basic concepts like libido, equivalence, entropy, principles of opposites, ego, conscious and look at the biographical sketch first. Carl Jung was born in 1875 in a Swiss village. Religion was a strong theme running through his early life. This may be because of his 8 uncles and his father was pastor in a Swiss church. Jung saw his mother as a dominant person. His parents were most of the time fighting, which caused Jung to isolate himself from the family, which caused him to rely on his dreams, vision and fantasies. When Jung was 10 years old, he made out a wooden man from a ruler and kept it in a little wooden case and dressed him in a black coat, boots and a top hat. This figure was a refuge for Jung. Whenever he was depressed and troubled, he would visit him and share his secret with his refuge figure. Jung believed in a dual aspect of personality, one as a schoolboy and one as a wise old man. And the wise old man was about 100 years old than the schoolboy, who was apparently the real person. Jung by profession was a doctor. Jung developed a strong relationship with Freud after reading Freud's book called The Interpretation of Dreams. Jung began to apply his ideas in his therapy. Jung wrote a number of letters to Freud. Freud invited him to visit him and to accompany him to America to deliver a series of lectures at Clark University. The relationship between Jung and Freud initially flourished because Freud named Jung as the president of Psychoanalytic Society. But the relationship soon suffered a setback when Jung began to criticize Freud's overemphasis on psychosexual development. Jung advised Freud that even the liberal American audience did not like Freud's emphasis on sex. The two broke up and Jung called as the dark years of his life. In 1909, Freud was invited by Stanley Hall to come to America and introduce his psychoanalysis to American audience. Jung accompanied Freud to America during his visit. Jung noted that even the liberal American audience did not approve Freud's overemphasis on sexual interpretation and on unconscious motive in each and every behavior pattern. All in good faith, Jung advised Freud not to emphasize on sex, unconscious, and childhood experiences. Freud ignored and soon broke with his relationship with Jung, and as a punishment, the presidentship of Psychoanalytic Society was given to Adler. Carl Jung began to explore his own theory of personality with emphasis on ego, collective unconscious, personal unconscious, and archetypes. Now we will discuss concepts of his theory. The first basic concept of his theory is libido. So what is libido according to Carl Jung? Carl Jung said that libido is the driving force of personality. It is the general biological life energy that is concentrated in solving different problems as they arise. For Jung, libido is the creative life force that leads to continuous psychological growth of a person. When we are engaged in activities such as eating, sleeping, studying, walking, and talking, all these needs require energy, and libido is the storehouse which provides energy for all our physical, psychological, and spiritual needs. For Freud, libido is the main sexual aggressive force or energy, while for Jung, the libidinal energy is the life energy, not just required for sex and aggression. Now, the second concept of Jung's theory is equivalence. What is equivalence? The principle of equivalence is the first law of thermodynamics. Thermo means heat and dynamic means movement. So it refers to the flow of heat. The first law of thermodynamics states that the amount of energy in a system is fixed. It is also called law of conservation of energy. Now, our psyche individual also possesses psychic energy, which is libido, and the amount of libido is fixed. Energy may change form, but its total amount will remain the same. You may invest your energy in one activity, like studying more and sleep less, while another student may sleep more and study less. So energy is simply changing its form, but its total amount remains the same. For example, the conscious and unconscious are the two aspects of the individual which use energy, libido. When you concentrate more on conscious activities like talking, walking, socializing, then libido is being utilized in conscious, but it can be used for unconscious activity. So psychical energy is changing forms only. The next concept of Jung's theory is principle of entropy. What is principle of entropy? This is second law of thermodynamics, which says that there is tendency towards equalization of energy within a system. For example, all components of the psyche have a tendency to equalize their energy level. For example, the conscious and the unconscious are the components of the psyche, and there will be a tendency that the energy level of these two components should be equal or balanced. Students, the principle of entropy or the second law of thermodynamics states in effect that when two bodies of different temperature are placed in contact with one another, heat will pass from hotter to the colder body. Another example is that flow of water, which is always in the direction of moving from a higher level to a lower level when a channel is available. The operation of the principle of entropy results in an equilibrium of forces. The warmer object loses thermal energy to the colder one until the two objects have the same temperature. At that point, the energy exchange stops and the two objects are said to be in thermal balance. So, Carl Jung said that the distribution of energy in the psyche seeks an equilibrium or balance. Thus, to take the simplest case, if two values energy intensities are of unequal strength, energy will tend to pass from the stronger value into weaker value until a balance is reached. However, Since the psyche is not a closed system, energy may be added or subtracted from either of the opposing value and upset the equilibrium. Although a permanent balance of forces in the personality can never be established, this is the ideal state in which the total energy is evenly distributed throughout the various fully developed system is the self. Now the next concept of Jung's theory is principles of opposite. The principle of opposite is found almost everywhere in Jung's writings. This principle is similar to Newton's contention that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. For Hegel, everything carries within itself its own negation. Every concept in Jung's theory has its polar opposites. For example, the unconscious is contrasted with the conscious, the rational with the irrational, feminine with masculine, the animalistic with spiritual, progression with regression, introversion with extroversion. When one aspect of the personality is developed, it is usually at the expense of its polar opposite. For instance, as one becomes more masculine, one necessarily becomes less feminine. For Jung, the goal of life, in accordance with the principles of entropy. So students, do you remember what is principle of entropy? Is to seek a balance between these polar opposites. Thereby giving both expression to one's personality, which is more easily said than done. Now we will review this lecture. We have discussed the biographical sketch of Carl Jung. We said that he was born in 1875 in a Swiss village. We also said that religion was a strong theme for him because his 8 uncles and his father was a pastor in a Swiss church. Then we discussed that Carl Jung by profession was a doctor, and he developed a strong relationship with Sigmund Freud after reading his book The Interpretation of Dream. He visits Sigmund Freud, and Sigmund Freud named Jung as the president of his psychoanalytic society. The relationship soon suffered as a setback when Jung began to criticize Freud's overemphasis on psychosexual development. After breakup with Sigmund Freud, Jung began to explore his own theory of personality with emphasis on ego, collective unconsciousness, personal unconsciousness, and archetypes. Then we discussed his basic concepts. We discussed libido. For Jung, libido is the driving force of the personality. He said that libido is the creative life force that leads to continuous psychological growth of a person. When we are engaged in activities such as eating, sleeping, studying, walking and talking, all these needs require energy, and libido is that storehouse which provides energy for all our physical, psychological and spiritual needs. Then we discuss his next concept, equivalence. We said that the principle of equivalence is the first law of thermodynamics. The first law of thermodynamics states that the amount of energy in a system is fixed. We said that our psyche individual also possesses psychic energy, which is libido, and the amount of libido is fixed. Then we discuss another concept, which was entropy. We said that this is the second law of thermodynamics, which says that there is a tendency towards equalization of energy within a system. We said that all components of the psyche have a tendency to equalize their energy level. And at last we discussed principle of opposites. We said that principle of opposite is found almost everywhere in Jung's writings. This principle is similar to Newton's contention that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Every concept in Jung's theory has its polar opposites. For example, we can say that unconscious is the opposite of the conscious, the rational is the opposite of irrational, and introvert is the opposite of extrovert, as far as our psychical system is concerned. These are the references. Students, it's all about for today's lecture. I hope you will read it and understand it. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.